Roblox Doors has come out with a new update called The Great Outdoors. This added the new outdoor subfloor and also new features like item skins. But most importantly, it added 8 new badges. And as someone who has gotten every badge indoors before the update, I knew I had to do the same with this update and 100% it. When I first loaded in, I got my first badge. All the badges don't have a photo yet besides one while I'm editing this, so that's why it looks like that. I also streamed most of this video on my channel, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss when I go live again. Anyways, after opening the gate, I continued through the new area. Shortly after, I ran into a locked room. Behind one of these was a lotus petal, but in order to open it I would need to find a key. So I used my shears to open up chest hoping to find one. While doing so, my teammate was attacked by a mandrake. However, no one knew how to survive it and they died. I then found out that you had to put them back in the ground. A few rooms later we ran into the groundskeeper. From watching the trailer I already knew that I couldn't step on the grass. But my teammate on the other hand was put in a sack. So I knew I had to be careful since one wrong move could end the run. As I was walking I heard a squeal followed with the sky turning yellow. So I quickly hid in a nearby cabin and waited out Surge's attack. I then found my first petal. However, at the time I had no idea what it did and the potential it had. So I continued on until this mandrake took out my last teammate. Its hole was hidden in the bush and I ended up dying as well. And in here I couldn't even revive. So all the money I spent on them to prepare for this update was pointless. Run 2 started off just like Run 1 did, with the occasional mandrake and even finding a petal. Until Surge came and I thought hiding in a side room would be safe. In Run 3 I started to make some progress, because 10 minutes in, I noticed eyes on some of the trees. And a few rooms later I found a new room type. This ended up being the new chase with Eye Stalk instead of Seek. And let's just say it did not go well. Just watch. Run 4 and 5 both ended with my death until Run 6 is the 3rd time I made it to Eye Stalk and the first time I beat it. The groundskeeper ended up saving me, and I was able to continue. Until suddenly I ran into Grampy. I didn't know it at the time, but he was going to have a big part of getting some of the badges later. But for now I just assumed he was like El Goblino, and made my way further. After a few minutes, I made it to the final area, and saw the groundskeeper get carried away by Bramble. I entered what seemed to be a maze and suddenly the light post turned into a monster. My first instinct was to run away, but little did I know that was exactly what I wasn't supposed to do. The next time I made it was Run 8, and my attempt to play it safe didn't work either. Later I learned that I wasn't supposed to move when the light was on, so I used that information and with my new knowledge, I went into it feeling more confident. Luckily, the monster was targeting my other teammate, so I was able to cut all of the giant vines without any problem. But since this just came out, I had no idea what to do next. So I looked at my chat and realized that I just had to find the exit. The cutscene ended with me falling down a sewer drain, and I was brought to the mines. But I did get my second badge from beating the outdoors. I chose to play the mines since I needed bread for one of the badges. But even after making it all the way through, and even beating Damn Seek, I wasn't able to get any. Anyway, since I already did most of the badges in the outdoors, I went into the hotel looking for a skeleton key, since I needed it for some badges. So I bought it from Jeff's shop, and put it in the rift so I could use it in. After taking the skeleton key, I went all the way to door 90 where I spotted a door that was covered with vines. Opening the second door with my skeleton key gave me the a bone to pick badge. And by entering the door I got another. In the next run I went for the picking flowers badge. I had to collect 8 different lotus petals, and then survive long enough to find Grampy. After collecting all the petals, I quickly made my way to Grampy, and he used my petals to make a lotus. I was actually supposed to die and use the lotus to revive, but I didn't know at the time, which would be a huge mistake because I would have to do the whole process again, since I ended up escaping without using it. The next badge I went for was called Feed the Birds. Shout out to this viewer that put bread in his rift for me to use. This saved me a lot of time since I didn't have to play through the mines. Anyways, I played the hotel until I got to door 90 again. I went into the outdoors and this is where I would get the badge. All I had to do was simply drop the bread on the ground, and I was given the badge. The second to last badge was the most annoying one to get. I had to get a skeleton key and use it on one of these rift doors. Then there was a chance that I got the room that had the donut. And let's just say luck was not on my side. My strategy was to get a key from Jeff's shop. If I couldn't find any of the rooms, I would just put it in the rift. Sounds easy enough, right? It wasn't. I even tried it in the mines, but realized there were different rooms that spawned, until finally.
Younger, I wanted to be a Ludtard. I did. 10 years ago, you were not. Yeah. So what? So what?
For the final badge, all I had to do was get the lotus again, and then die to use it. When I made it to the mill, I was still one short, but luckily there was one in the drawers, and I was able to get the lotus and plant it. Finally, when I died to Bramble, there was a button to use the lotus. With that, I had gotten every badge in the outdoors update, and 100% doors once again. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe as it helps me a lot. Anyways, thanks for watching.